What is going on, everyone? My name is Robert. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going over one particular thing I can't stand about Stash Invest and why you should stay away from the service that they offer. When I say that I can't stand one thing about Stash, I'm not referring to their $1 a month beginner fee that they charge you, or not even the $3 a month platform fee that they charge you, simply because I think these fees make sense for beginners who've never even invested a dime. Putting money into the market is going to cost you, whether you like to look at it that way or not. You can go with Vanguard, you can go with TD Ameritrade, regardless of what broker platform you decide to use. For your first time buying and selling, you're going to be paying like a $7 fee for the most part. The whole point is that I think that $1 fee makes sense. That's $12 a year for the beginner to start investing in the market and to get a feel and an understanding of how the market works. So I feel like that's justifiable on the aspect of $1 a month. The one thing I can't stand about Stash is their stock back and their debit card services. I simply don't know why they think they are providing people a service and they're doing people like a good with giving them the stock back option. Quite frankly, this is one of the worst ways to spend money. But before we get into all that, let me just share with you how pushy they are with trying to get you to use their stock back services. So me personally, I'm smart. I use a credit card for all my transactions. If you guys still use debit cards out there, stop using debit cards. Look at credit card services that provide you with cashback options that'll literally pay you to spend money. They'll be putting money back in your pocket every time you spend on necessary expenses. I use the Chase Freedom Unlimited cashback card. It gives me 1.5% cash back on all my purchases. I'm going to be applying for the Citi Double Cash card here soon. This stock back thing, like, it makes sense. Like, the idea behind it makes sense. But what I've found is that they don't give you very much stock back. Here in their terms of service, it says, upon qualifying debit card purchases, you will earn a fractional share of a stock. Stock reward amounts will be a dollar amount equal to 0.0125 of the aggregate amount of the qualifying purchase, or if greater, a fixed dollar amount of 1 cent per qualifying purchase. Basically what this means is that you're not making any money by using their stock back services, and you're continuing to use a debit card, which is not very intelligent in my opinion, in my perspective. If you're still using a debit card, I recommend you do a little bit of research on how to use a credit card properly and take advantage of the benefits. Let me just show you how persistent Stash is with trying to get you to use their Stash stock back or their Stash debit card services. We're looking at my email. I'm just searching Stash stock back as keywords in my Gmail inbox. So they constantly send me emails trying to promote their stock back. So it says earn up to 2% stock back this month. Celebrate the summer with a road trip. Here's some stock back bonuses that can help you earn up to 2% stock back. So fast food, yeah, I don't eat fast food, and gas. But let me just show you how persistent they are with reminding me that I have an active debit card. They constantly want me to add money to my debit account, which I do not have a single dime in there. I have $0 in my debit account with them. I don't use a debit card on a daily basis, and I don't think anybody should be using a debit card on a daily basis. So yeah, you guys can just see here your debit account is available on the web. Like, they keep reminding me that I have this thing out and open and ready to use. They consistently send me emails trying to get me to use their stock back services. So it's like, this is just a reminder that you have $0 in your Stash debit account. Swipe your debit card for the first time this weekend and start earning stock back rewards. Well, considering I just read their terms of service and their stock back rewards are 0.125% of my purchase, it doesn't seem like I would ever choose willingly to use their service, and I don't think anybody should. They continuously remind you that you have their debit card. If you guys ever sign up for it, just be ready to get bombarded with emails. This is one thing I really can't stand about Stash. What I recommend you do is you go out there and you get a cashback credit card, because you're going to get a lot more rewards back with that cashback instead of this 0.0125% of the qualifying purchase. Ultimately, Stash is a great learning tool for beginners who want to learn more about investing or who want to get some experience in the market. I think people don't understand that you need to learn first. So obviously you can go out there and buy courses, you can go out there and learn from mentors. There's a lot of ways you can learn. You can actually just, sift through information online for hours and just learn as much as you can. Or you can use something like this at a low expense of $12 a year. You can learn about the stock market. They provide you with a ton of resources, a ton of tools, and it's free. I mean, after the $1 fee, the tools and the resources are free, and you get to experience your money moving in the market. I constantly say this, and people always they think it's laughable that I'm making such small progress. Like, I made like $5 profit, and people are like, wow, you've only made $5. I recently had a comment that said you just made $106 profit, like only 106. Well, guys, the whole point of long-term investing is to keep your money in there consistently, let the interest grow, and you reinvest the interest, you reinvest the dividends, and over time, let's say 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, 30 years down the road, that compound interest is going to build up and your profits will be tremendously higher than what they are now. It's just a matter of staying consistent and knowing that your money is working for you. So that's just an entertaining thing that I've done specifically for YouTube, just so you guys can get a feel of what it's like for those of you guys who are on the fence on whether or not you should be investing with fractional shares. I've made these videos in the past sharing my experience with it. So far, it's been an overall good experience, minus their stock back program and their debit program that they constantly hammer you with, trying to get you to use it. I personally will never put a single cent into the Stash debit card, or for that matter, be swiping my debit card on a daily basis. If you guys are smart, go out there, do research on credit cards, learn how to properly leverage credit cards and use them to your advantage. And therefore, guys, the one thing I can't stand about Stash is their debit card services and their stock back. That's a really big thing that people might get sucked into, seeing how they're so persistent with emailing me every single day and letting me know that I have this account opened or I have this option. For somebody who doesn't know as much about credit or who's not as experienced, they might fall into that trap and they think they're doing something good by spending money like at Amazon and getting Amazon stock back, or spending money at Apple and getting fractions of Apple stock back. If you've watched this video all the way through, just stay away from that service that they offer. I don't think it's going to be very helpful long term. You're not going to be seeing much increase in your portfolio by swiping at all these places and being incentivized to spend money just to get stock back. Like, I don't know. It's kind of confusing, and I don't think they should be throwing that at beginner investors to start off with. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to leave a like and comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I personally just use Stash, to show you guys kind of how my portfolio is doing. I've been keeping you guys updated for a while now. I'm just showing my opinion with this whole stock back thing. I think it's something to stay away from. Overall, you guys should do your own research and, let me know your thoughts. With that being said, thank you all for staying tuned for the entire length of this video, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.